Just to start off with and just say right out, they're pretty good goggles. I like the way they fit around my face. The foam feels really good. It doesn't maybe feel as amazing as, let's say, Oakley, which I feel like is the standard, but it felt better than my Smith goggles. And of course, you know, it's not good to really review a goggle just on its own. It's always good to compare it to one of your favorites, just like this guy right here. So I kind of switched back and forth all day between these polarized lens goggles that kind of have a really fun look to it. And I'll give you just a quick look here as to how this works in the snow. But then I'll point it back up on the mountain and see if we can get you an idea of how it looks on the mountain too, which is always much better than just pointing it at a snowbank. But that is the everyday lens, the Chromopop. And while I gotta say, while I felt the Chromopop had more clarity and definition compared to these Bahkos, but wow, they did a great job and they were fun to look at, and I never felt like I needed to squint. And the lens system is really easy. It just magnets, it just pops on and off, and it feels like it's a solid enough grip to where if you stack really hard, it's not going to go just flying off. I think it's got enough to hold, and it's such an easy change. It's such an easier change compared to my Smith IOs, but those aren't, I mean my IO 7s, but those aren't bad either. They require a couple pegs. You know, you also have silicone throughout the whole thing, so it grips really well. It's adjustable on the back. I'm not really a fan of this Smith break-free back. I like it just all being one thing here. And in terms of field of view, I felt like I had a pretty my life is just not wild. I had a pretty wild field of view. They felt pretty close. Let's see here. Yeah, they feel pretty close in terms of how much you can see out of them. This felt maybe just a touch wider. No, this feels like this is a little wider. Even though this feels bigger. Let's see. My peripheral, let me double check my peripheral here. Okay, I can see that car door over there. Yeah, they're really close. I'd say maybe slight edge goes to this, but it's really close. And with my Smith Vantage helmet, it never pinched down on my nose, and it really fit to my face really well. I would say this is a pretty good goggle, and it looks like there's even like a little quick release here. Something going on there. Maybe you can pull this out. That would be cool. But I don't know. There's a little handle right here on both sides. I wonder what that does, or if it just lets you swing it out, but I don't know. But the venting never once fogged on me, but it was a sunny, windy day. So, you know, hopefully we'll get some weather, but it doesn't look like in the time frame I'll have these that will actually get some real weather to where, you know, where my what usually fogs up my goggles. And I'm a fogger, and that's one of the reasons why I run Smith. So I'll stop this video now and show you kind of, you know, this kind of like everyday kind of fun lens versus the everyday Chromopop, and you can kind of see how they look on the hill. I'm going to turn the camera around. So here is the everyday, and you can, I don't know if you can tell, but there is really good definition and clarity of the snow. You can kind of see every finite detail. And then here's the Bahko's kind of everyday lens, and it's definitely the tale of two tents, but you can see that it doesn't really quite highlight the snow in the way, there it is without it, in the way the Smith Chroma Pop did. It's just more highlight. But still, that polarized is nice, and definitely helps. So all in all, the Bahko, their high-end magnetic lens here is great. It's easy to change. It doesn't quite have the visual clarity of the Smith IO Chroma Pop. Not sure about the fogging, but it's easier to change. It's got a great fit. It's got a great foam on the face. It's got a great feel for my face. And I think it's a great entry-level goggle. So there you have it.